Hello dear students, how are you all? So I TAUSIF Hemanth is once again in front of you. So today we are going to solve some spotting error questions which are based on adverbs. Okay, so we will see all the possible questions that can be asked from this chapter. Okay, so this week, like today is Monday, and Monday to Friday, for 5 days we will be doing just adverbs. Okay, we'll solve around 50 to 60 questions all based on adverbs so that this topic is completely clear. Okay, so for this week our agenda is to uh, solve as many as questions of adverbs. Okay, so let's start. Just give me a second. Okay, so let's start. Here we have a first question. I was immensely paid for being skillfully in handling the crowd. Okay, now let's try to solve within the given time. So we have 30 seconds for each question. So I was immensely paid for being skillfully in handling the crowd. I was immensely paid for being skillfully in handling the crowd. What is the error in this sentence? What is the error in this sentence? I was immensely paid for being skillfully in handling the crowd. See, here we have used the word skillfully. Here we have used the word skillfully. Okay, now remember one thing, whenever there is ly at the end of an adjective, it becomes an adverb. Okay, whenever there is ly after an adjective, it becomes an adverb. Okay, now skillful is an adjective and skillfully is an adverb. Okay, skillful is an adjective, and when we add ly with it, it becomes skillfully, which is an adverb. Now there is a difference between the position of adjective and adverb in a sentence, right? Adjective is placed after be verb or before noun. There are two positions. There can be two positions of an adjective. An adjective is placed either after a be verb or before a noun. No other position of an adjective is possible except sensory verbs. That is a different thing. So be plus adjective or before noun, right? Now if an adjective is not in this position, it means the word is wrong there. Now skillfully, and if we talk about adverb, adverb is never placed after be verb. Why? Because after be verb we write adjectives. It is the position of adjective. Okay, so be verb is always followed by an adjective and never by an adverb, right? Now as you can see, the word skillfully is an adverb, and before adverb we have being, which is be verb, right? So I just told you that be verb cannot be followed by adverb, because be verb is always followed by adjective. So here the use of skillfully is wrong, because skillfully is an adverb and it cannot follow the be verb. Okay, so here we have to change the word skillfully into skillful, because I have already told you that skillful is an adjective and skillfully is an adverb. So after be verb we need adjective. That's why we need to change skillfully into skillful. Okay, so the error is in B part. Change skillfully into skillful. Okay. Hello Akash. Yes. Is it clear? Okay, now let's move towards the next question. Question number 2. I met her. I met her about 10 years ago and have remembered her ever for. Now find the error in this sentence. I met her about 10 years ago and have remembered her ever for. Remember one thing, that all these questions that we are solving today are from adverb. ठीक है? This whole week we are gonna study only adverbs. Okay, so that this particular topic is very clear to you. I met her 10 years ago and have remembered ever for. See, in this sentence the use of ever for is wrong. In fact, ever for has no meaning. Ever for. This has no meaning. Okay, this phrase has no meaning. Ever for has no meaning, right? Then what to do? So the correct phrase is ever since. Ever since. Okay, ever since, from the time in the past. Okay, for example, I met Ravi 1 year ago. I met Ravi 1 year ago and I have remembered him since I met him. Since I met him. So I have remembered Ravi since the point I met him. So it is in one word called ever since. It is in one word called, in one phrase called ever since. So ever since means since the point. Okay, so here in place of for we need to write since. Ever since. Okay, ever since. Now the next question. My brother is too fast that he always completes his work on time. My friend is too fast. You have 30 seconds to solve this question. My friend is too fast that he always completes his work on time. Okay. What is the error in this sentence? Okay, so in this sentence we have my brother is too fast that. See, that has a combination with so. Okay, and to has combination with to, right? So in this sentence we have a clause that he always completes. We cannot change this clause. Okay, that means this is correct, but with that we cannot use. In place of to we have to use so. My brother is so fast that he always completes his work on time. So here the use of to is wrong. We have to use so in place of that. Okay. Next question is, Ravi said it was quite alright to reach the destination after 5 p.m. 30 seconds. Ravi said it was quite all right to reach the destination after 5 p.m. What is the error in this sentence? Okay, in this sentence we have used quite with all right. Okay, so remember one thing, quite means completely, and completely means all. So when I write quite, it means completely, and when I write completely, it means all. So we can say that quite and all have similar meanings. Okay, and if two words have similar meaning, we cannot use them together. Either use quite or use all. Both the words cannot be used together as both have same meaning. So since we have written quite, remove all. So the sentence would be, Ravi said it was quite right. It was quite right. Or you can remove quite too. It was all right. Okay, so the point is both the words quite and all have same meanings, so they cannot be used together. Okay, so the error was in the C part, remove all. Let's see the next question. Question number 5. My brother was too happy while receiving the trophy. My brother was too happy while receiving the trophy. What is the error in this sentence? What is the error in this sentence? My brother was too happy while receiving the trophy. My brother was too happy. I just told you that too has a combination with full infinitive. Okay, so here we have too, but in the second clause we do not have full infinitive, and since full infinitive is not there, too cannot be used. So remove too. Now if we have removed too, then what should come in its place? We have to replace too by very. My brother was very happy while receiving the trophy. My brother was very happy while receiving the trophy. Okay. Now the next one. Question number 6. He was too much upset when he lost his car. He was too much upset when he lost his car. This is a very important question. This is a very important question. What is the error in this sentence? He was too much upset when he lost his car. See, here we have too much. Okay, now remember one thing, that too much is considered an adjective. Okay, and if we shuffle the words, it becomes much too. It becomes much too, and much too is an adverb. Okay, much to is an adverb. So the difference between too much and much to is that too much is considered an adjective, whereas much to is considered an adverb. And since much to is an adjective, it must be followed by a noun, because adjective is used to modify a noun. So if too much is an adjective, it must be followed by a noun. And much to is an adverb, and adverbs are not used to modify a noun. Adverbs are used to modify either a verb or an adjective, right? So after much to, adjective should be there. Adjective or adverb also. Adjective or adverb should be there. But much to cannot be followed by a noun. Okay. Now in this sentence we have too much, which is an adjective. After adjective we need noun. But in this sentence we have upset, and upset is not a noun, upset is an adjective, right? Since upset is an adjective, we cannot use too much, because too much is used with noun. So what to do? Shuffle the words. Write much to in place of too much. So when you write much to, it becomes adverb, and adverb is absolutely correct with adjective. So here the error is in first part. In place of too much, we have to write much to. Okay? Clear? Good. Let's see the next question. The amount which the government has paid to families of the dead workers is fairly unjustified. Now this is also a very, very important question. This is also a very important question. Try to solve it. The amount which the government has paid to families of the dead workers is fairly unjustified. What is the error in this sentence? Anyone who would like to answer? Is there anyone who would like to answer? See, here we have the word fairly. Okay. Let me explain. Fairly and rather. Fairly and rather, both are adverbs. Okay. Fairly and rather, both are adverbs. But there is a difference in their usage. What is the difference? The word fairly is used with positive adjectives. Here I am not talking about positive degree. Here I am talking about positive adjective. Positive adjective means something good. Positive not in degree, positive in sense. Okay. If I call you intelligent, this is positive. If I call you idiot, this is not positive. Okay. And rather is used with negative adjectives. Okay. Means something bad. So For example, if I write fairly hot and if I write rather hot, fairly hot and rather hot. If I write fairly hot, it means being hot is something good. And if I write rather hot, it means being hot is not good. For example, if I use fairly hot, for tea, it will do, because tea is consumed when it is hot. So when I say fairly hot, it is okay. But if I use fairly hot for soft drink, it will be wrong, because fairly hot has positive meaning and soft drinks are consumed when they are cold. So we cannot use fairly hot. So with cold drink, we have to use rather hot. With soft drinks, we have to use rather hot, because rather has a negative meaning. If someone gave me a bottle of Coca-Cola, and if I find it not chilled enough, I'll say this drink is rather hot. Rather hot means being hot is not something good. If I say this drink is fairly hot means that I love consuming the soft drinks when they are hot. Okay, so rather hot, rather is for negative and fairly is for positive. Now, if we talk about this word unjustified, now tell me one thing, that can unjustified be positive in any case? If something is unjustified, can it be positive in any case? No, it can never be. Something which is unjustified cannot be justified in any case. It is negative and it will always be negative. Since unjustified is negative, how can we use fairly with it? Because fairly gives a positive sense. So here with unjustified, we need to use rather. And this is what our sentence is. The amount which the government has paid to families of the dead workers is fairly unjustified. So in place of fairly, we have to use rather, because unjustified is can never be a positive, can never have a positive sense. Okay, so replace fairly by rather. Hope you got the answer. Okay. Let's see the next question. Question number 8. I examined the scene of crime carefully but could not find anything suspiciously. What is the error in this sentence? I examined the scene of crime carefully but could not find anything suspiciously. See, here the word suspiciously is an adverb. This is an adverb and it is in wrong position. After anything, we need to write adjective to modify this. Okay, so the word should be suspicious, not suspiciously. Okay, so here the error is in third part. In place of suspiciously, we need suspicious. Okay, because this is the position of an adjective, not an adverb. Okay, let's see the next question. The government of our country always should make public health an important part of its agenda. Now this is easy but important. This question is very easy but very important at the same time. What is the error in this sentence? What is the error in this sentence? See, the word always is always placed before the main verb. Okay, always is always placed before the main verb, because always is an adverb of frequency and all adverbs of frequency are placed before the main verb. So here main verb is make, means always should be right before it. So shuffle these words and bring always after should. So it will become should always make, and this will be the correct structure. So the error is in B part, always will come after should. Okay. Next question. Question number 10. The students have been practicing hardly for the school sports day, so they deserve the first prize. What is the error in this sentence? What is the error in this sentence? Okay, in this sentence, use of the word hardly is wrong, because hardly, let me explain. Hardly is an adverb of frequency. Okay, hardly is an adverb of frequency. Its meaning is rarely. Something which is very rare, something which happens very rarely is hardly. Okay, so not very often. Hardly means not very often. Okay, so almost never, not exactly never but almost never. Okay, hardly means rarely. So hardly is an adverb of frequency, right? Now there are two positions for hardly. Either write it before the main verb, example, I hardly sing songs. Okay, so either write hardly before the main verb. Okay, and second, hardly may come in the beginning too, but followed by helping verb. So if I write this sentence, it can also be written in this form, hardly. So I have got hardly in the beginning, then the verb inverse. So hardly do I sing songs. So these two sentences have same meaning. Okay, these two sentences have same meaning. That means the word hardly can be written before the main verb and it can also be written in the beginning but followed by helping verb plus subject. So both the sentences are correct and both the sentences are absolutely right, and these are the two positions for hardly. Now if I talk about the word hard, so the word hard means, hard is also adverb, but this is adverb of manner. Okay, so try to understand the difference. Hardly and hard both are adverbs, but hardly is adverb of frequency and hard is adverb of manner. The meaning of hardly is rarely, almost never, and the meaning of hard is with difficulty. Meaning of hard is with difficulty. Okay, and hard is also an adjective. So first talk about the hard as an adverb of manner. It is placed after verb plus object. Okay, because all adverbs of manner are placed after verb plus object. So these are the two things that you need to understand. First, hardly is adverb of frequency which is placed either before the main verb or in the beginning of sentence followed by helping verb plus subject. Right? Hard is an adverb of manner which is placed after verb plus object. And third thing that you need to understand is that hard is also an adjective. Besides being an adverb of manner, hard is adjective too, which is placed before noun. Okay, now these are the three things that you need to keep in mind. Now let's get back to our question. So here the students have been practicing hardly. So the very first thing, hardly, this is not the position for hardly. Okay, either you have to write hardly either in the beginning or before the main verb, right? So here in place of hardly we need to write hard because this is the position of hard after main verb. So the students have been practicing hard for their school sports day, so they deserve the first prize. Okay, hope you got the point. If anyone is listening to me right now, if anyone is attending the class right now, I would like to request you that you should be a little responsive. Okay, if you are watching this class, you should respond. Until and unless you respond, how I would know that you are getting my points or not? Whether you are getting my points or not, whether you are attentive or not. Let's see the next question. Question number 11. My dog has a habit of barking at strangers, but it seldom or ever bites. My dog has a habit of barking at strangers, but it seldom or ever bites. What is the error in this sentence? My dog has a habit of barking at strangers, but it seldom or ever bites them. See, there are two phrases. One is seldom, if ever, and second one is seldom or never. Okay, so you cannot change this word. If there is seldom if, you have to write ever, and if there is seldom or, you have to write never. These are two phrases. Okay, Aja, I want to ask one thing. Do you know the difference between seldom and ever? If anyone knows, please tell me. Difference between seldom and never. What is the meaning of seldom and what is the meaning of never? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of seldom and what is the meaning of never? What is the difference between seldom and never? What is the meaning of seldom and what is the meaning of never? Can anybody tell me? See, seldom and never both are negative words. Okay, seldom and never both are negative words. Remember one thing. Now what is the difference? Seldom means never but possible. Seldom means never but possible. And Never means never and not possible. This is the difference. Seldom also means never, but with a possibility. And never means never without any possibility. For example, if I say the sun never rises in the west. So when I say the sun never rises in the west, it means that sun never rises in the west and there is no possibility of it rising. But if I say the dogs seldom bite, means dog never bite, but there is a possibility that they may bite someday. So when we use seldom, it means something never happens, but there is possibility. And when I say never, it means something never happens and there is not even a possibility. Okay, so this is the difference. So this was the difference between seldom and never. Now, if there is if after seldom, we have to write ever, and if there is or with seldom, we have to write never. Okay, so seldom if is followed by ever, as seldom or is followed by never. Okay, remember this phrase. Let's get back to the question. My dog has a habit of barking at stranger, but it's seldom or ever. So we have seldom or, which is followed by never. So here the error is in D part. In place of ever, we need never. Amandeep Singh, seldom does not mean sometimes. Okay, seldom does not mean sometimes. Seldom means never. Seldom means never, but with possibility. And never means never and without possibility. Okay. Now the next one. The crucial point to be discussed at the meeting is how to well implement the policy. Okay. The crucial point to be discussed at the meeting is how to well implement the policy. See, here the word well is an adverb of manner. Adverb of manner. And I just told you that an adverb of manner is placed after verb plus object. Okay. The correct position of an adverb of manner is after verb plus object, right? So here verb is implement and the policy is object, and adverb of manner should be after object. So the sentence would be implement the policy well. This will be the correct position of well. So the error is in D part. The error is in D part. Okay. Error is in D part, right? Let's see the next question. Question number 13. Hemanth could only eat raw food because of digestion issues since his childhood. Hemanth could only eat raw food because of digestion. Now this is a very important question. This is a very important question. What is the error in this sentence? What is the error in this sentence? See, here we have a word only, and only is placed right before the word it modifies. Only is placed right before the word it modifies. For example, if I say only I know the truth, okay, only I know the truth. And if I write I know the only truth. So in this sentence, only modifies I, and in this sentence, only modifies truth. So only is used to modify the word which is right after it. Okay, so in this sentence, only has been used to modify raw food, because the sentence is Hemanth could eat only raw food. So the word only has been used to modify raw food. So it should be right before it. So the sentence would be eat only raw food. This would be the correct sequence. So the error is in B part. Okay, the error is in B part. Okay, hope you got the answer. Now next question. They showed a wonderful really attitude. They showed a wonderful really attitude. What is the error in this sentence? They showed a wonderful really attitude towards the newly wedded couple. See, adjective plus adverb, this is a wrong sequence. Adverb plus adjective is the correct sequence. Adverb modifies an adjective. Adverb modifies an adjective. Adjectives do not modify adverb. Okay, so adjectives do not modify adverb. So adjective cannot be placed before an adverb. Adverbs modify adjective. So adverbs should always come before adjective, right? Now in this sentence, wonderful is an adjective and really is an adverb. So this is a wrong sequence. So shuffle these words and write really wonderful attitude. This would be the correct sequence. So the error is in the B part. Error is in the B part. Okay. Next question. I did not know hardly anyone in the city. I did not know hardly anyone in the city. In this sentence, hardly is a negative word. It cannot be used with not. So here we need to remove did not, and since we have removed did, the first form will be changed into second form. So the sentence would be I knew hardly anyone in the city. This would be the correct answer. Okay, I knew hardly anyone. Okay, so this much for today. As I told you that this week we are gonna solve questions of adverbs as many as possible, so that this particular topic is very clear to us and we won't miss any question in the examination if asked. Okay, so this whole week I have devoted this whole week for adverbs. Okay, so this much for today. See you tomorrow same time. Till then, goodbye.